Women's Lacrosse Championship presented by Ally. Boston College has secured a spot in the semifinal, taking care of business behind 4 Jen Medjid goals, a 15-9 victory over Duke. So Boston College already the winner of what is a wild Wednesday quarterfinal. They await the winner of Virginia and Notre Dame in what should be an awesome matchup. If you like offense, this is the game for you. Alongside Sheehan Stanwick Birch, Jay Alter with you. We'll be joined down on the field by Charlotte North and Dana Boyle in just a moment. And Sheehan, both of these teams, just so much firepower on the offensive end.
It's really going to be exciting. Regular season, UVA won that game 16-13, and UVA, their strength is their offense. They have a lot of weapons out there. They share the ball really well. We're going to look for some superstars out there to take charge for the Cavaliers. Really just an excellent job. The sophomore Rachel Clark has done a great job with her finishing ability. 57 goals on the season. Ashlyn McGovern, 55 goals. And then you have Morgan Schwab, who is the real facilitator. 39 assists in the season, but she's also been a threat to cage. Look for these three to really run the show offensively for UVA.
Yeah, both of these teams, just so much firepower on the offensive end. All 4 of these players you see here were named to the All-ACC first team yesterday. So if offense is the story, there's nobody better to talk offense than the sport's all-time leading scorer, Charlotte North, joining our crew down on the field with Dana Boyle.
Not to mention a 2-time Tewaaraton winner, Jay, as well. Charlotte, we're so happy to have you on our squad. You were in a little bit of a different position last year. What's it like being on this side of the ball? What are you looking forward to?
I'm honored to be here. I mean, the ACC is the most competitive conference in women's lacrosse, and these teams this year have been fun to watch.
Talk about competition on the offensive end for Notre Dame. Jackie Wolak lit them up. Julie Meyer's words, not mine. How do you stop Jackie Wolak, Charlotte?
A 6-goal, 2-assist outing in the regular season versus UVA. What's been most impressive to me about Wolak is that she'll beat you with explosive change of direction out of the dodge. Her right hand, her left hand, she can score with both. And then she's got the off-ball piece. She's incredibly smart and shifty, and that IQ allows her to find the seams and gaps of a defense.
Wolak, the senior out of Ridgewood, New Jersey, an 8-point performance, those 6 goals, a career high against Virginia about a month ago. Virginia did win that game, though, 16-13, so Notre Dame looking for revenge. This is an Irish team that has won 6 of their last 7 games, so they're finding form at the right time of the year, Sheehan.
Yeah, I think they're definitely peaking, and they had that Boston College loss back on April 8th, but they were in control much of the game, and BC had an epic comeback. You look at this first meeting game summary. UVA outscored Notre Dame 8-1 in the second quarter. Notre Dame with the draw control edge. So love the conference tournament time. Love when you get the rematch of these two teams. So much to fight for. Both these teams think they can win the ACC title. But it starts with this game with, I think, really offensively. We just talked about it, but the stars that they have, this is going to be a battle. And which defense can just stop these powerful offenses?
Notre Dame in navy, Virginia in the home white. It's Kelly Dennis in the draw control circle for the Irish and Aubrey Williams for Virginia. Notre Dame, when they've found success this season, they have gotten off to red-hot starts. They're outscoring their opponents by 61 goals in the opening quarter. We are underway at quarterfinal number 2. Boston College has secured the first of 4 spots in our ACC championship semifinals. It's Notre Dame that starts with the ball, and Dana, the Irish, they think they can win this entire tournament.
They absolutely do. And Chris Halfpenny said, I packed 3 coaching outfits. I packed 3 pairs of shoes. She didn't bring rain boots, and she packed extra lounge clothes for the hotel. So you know she's feeling it, and she has confidence in this Irish team.
She must have checked 3 or 4 bags.
Just like Sheehan and Charlotte and I.
Here's MK Doherty trying to opening the scoring on the first Notre Dame possession. In goal for Virginia, Abby Jansen, the sophomore, just a 38% save percentage on the season. Usually you want to be near 50, and Wolak beats her to open the scoring. Jackie Wolak Charlotte North just touched on her, and a minute into this opening quarter, Wolak breaks through.
Her first step on display, so quick at going to cage. This is that strong start that Notre Dame has been looking for, and Wolak's able to cut to cage. She doesn't slow down at all. Starts it with her left hand, switches to the right side, chokes up on that stick. Beautiful finish. Excellent start for Notre Dame.
Now, what did we just say? The Irish start better than almost any team in the country. They've outscored their opponents by more than 60 goals in the first quarter this season. And Wolak, what a start.
You know, as we've been talking to coaches over the last few weeks, a lot of them have been talking about playing the full 60 minutes. Having a fast start is something that definitely everyone wants. You don't want to start off slow. It's hard to give the other team a couple goal cushion, but you also want to maintain the lead. How do you manage the lead when you're up for the entire game?
And another draw control win for the Irish. It feels like Notre Dame's season completely changed after that win against North Carolina. When you beat the reigning champions, that gives you so much belief.
That was a monumental win for them. UNC, you know, had such success last year, undefeated. They come up with a win, but then they followed that with a loss to Boston College, but they were in that game, and that's another team that they want a second crack at. Up much of the game, and Boston College battled back, and they let it slip away, quite honestly, in that fourth quarter.
It could have won that game. That would mean the Irish would be on a 7-game win streak headed into the ACC championship. Instead, they've won 6 of 7. Here's Kasey Choma, one of the best players in the ACC, number 3 in Navy. She does it all for this Notre Dame team. Ahern there to back it up. 25 seconds left on the shot clock for Notre Dame.
Good quick movement, passing.
Choma through the double team. Notre Dame only 5 seconds on the shot clock. Irish have to hurry, and they do. Hannah Dorney with 2 seconds left on the shot clock makes it 2-0 Notre Dame.
Those are the things you practice in practice. When the shot clock is winding down, how do you just feed that ball in the center? Who's going to be there to get the catch? Dorney's able to get her 10th goal this season. That was a very long offensive set with a lot of opportunities to score. And that's just a nice finish. When the ball starts behind, very tough for the keeper to try to adjust and realize where do they need to be positionally.
To go up and get that and then bring it down in one motion. Wow.
She makes it look very easy, but you have to give when you're catching that. So when you extend your arms, you can't just stay still. You have to make sure that you give a little bit so that the ball doesn't pop out.
Sheehan, we may have a theme here because Hannah Dorney is a defender. We saw in the first game, Sydney Scale scored. I love to see defense go to offense.
Got to be a just well-rounded player. Dorney's able to get that 10th goal of the season. Well, I think when you have players step up that aren't your typical goal scorers, it definitely inspires everybody. Notre Dame just dominant with possession in the opening minutes.
And Chris Halfpenny telling us she feels she can play Hannah Dorney anywhere. You love those versatile players that you can mix and match throughout a game. Dorney with it again on the offensive end. And Virginia, 3 minutes into this game, they haven't even touched the ball yet.
They haven't touched the ball, and Notre Dame's had 5 shots. So just, this is when you're defense. You just need to, just stay locked in, try to come up with a stop.
Well, that's been the Cavaliers' Achilles heel this season, is defense and getting those stops. Only 37% as a team on save percentage. Gave up 25 goals to Boston College just a couple of weeks ago. You know, the offense, they've got so much talent, but that doesn't help you if you can't get the ball on the offensive end. They have defended for 4 straight minutes to start this game.
It's called goal circle violation on Notre Dame, so it'll be Virginia's ball. That's a great opportunity. Now Virginia needs to take their time on the clear.
So Virginia's first possession of this game comes 4.5 minutes into it. The Cavaliers won the first meeting in the regular season between these two teams, 16-13. How do they replicate that today?
It's going to start with draw controls. That's a huge aspect of this game. Both coaches mentioned possession, both recognizing the strengths that each other's offenses has. I think for UVA, when they can get their big three going, Morgan Schwab, when she's able to distribute the ball.
It's a big turnover there. And with possession at a premium, like you just said, Sheehan, you have to be efficient. And Virginia didn't even attempt a shot on that possession. Come up empty, and now Notre Dame running the other way with Dorning.
And that was a heads-up play by Allie McHugh, just marking tight defensively, not allowing anything to happen when that feed got inside the 8-meter. Great spacing, was a nice look.
Shanahan dispossessed. Maggie Bostain, Virginia's top defender, hit hard.
We're gonna allow her to put her goggles back on, get situated. And I think the officials letting them play a little bit. I thought there was a push defensively on the defensive end and a shove there as well.
Now the Virginia defense really needed that after allowing 2 goals in the opening 2 possessions. A caused turnover there by the junior Bostain. Now can they try and capitalize on the offensive end? Here's Rachel Clark, the star sophomore, number 5 in white. Gonna keep an eye on her all afternoon long.
Behind the cage, Morgan Schwab, the leading distributor for UVA, is being guarded. They're following her behind the cage, so trying to limit her possession.
Tried to find McGovern inside, couldn't connect. Kate Miller runs it down. Under 30 seconds left on the shot clock.
Really strong defensive effort, quick reactions.
Biskup fired it with 9 seconds left on the shot clock. She had 5 goals in the regular season meeting against Notre Dame, Jamie Biskup.
One of the captains for this UVA team. I think she's really fun to watch. Could be a big spark. She was fouled. She'll be on the center hash mark, so an excellent angle.
1-on-1 with Lily Callahan. Biskup charges in and scores! Jamie Biskup cashes in on the free position, and Virginia has its first goal of the afternoon.
UVA had limited possession, but Jamie Biskup's able to connect and score. Notre Dame with the lead. It's 2-1. Made mistakes. You realize that after a month, a lot of things have changed. So they're much different teams, both of these programs, since that month ago meeting. And if you look at Notre Dame, their losses this season versus the top 15 RPI teams. RPI means so much as you get in. We're in the ACC tournament now. The winner gets the NCAA automatic qualifying bid. But a lot of these teams have great hopes, even if they don't win that AQ qualifier, to get into the NCAA team as an at-large bid. So strong resumes, RPI counts for a lot.
And if you do look at the RPI of both of these teams, both should be locks for an at-large come Selection Sunday.
I think they are both safe. Great strength of schedule, and that's part of the beauty of playing in the ACC. And they have very strong out-of-conference schedules as well.
Notre Dame has won all 4 draw controls of this game. About midway through the opening quarter, a 2-1 lead. Now, in those 4 losses this season, Chris Halfpenny said, when we lose, we lack possession, so the draw is so important. So to win the first 4 of this game, got to feel really good if you're the Irish. Trying to cash in on it, and they do! Madison Ahern right to the cage. Makes it 3-1 Notre Dame.
Ahern has had another explosive season for Notre Dame. So tough to stop. She's gotten stronger this year, can absorb the pressure, coming off a 3-goal performance against Louisville. Excellent face dodge, and she's running out of angle here. She increases her angle by getting her stick back to her strong side across her body, and then she's got a much greater ability to fire that shot and score.
And connecting the dot on the draw control point, all 3 Notre Dame goals scored off draw control wins.
Oftentimes, when you look at the draw control stats, it can translate right to the scoreboard. That's certainly not always the case, but going to be a key factor here. And that's a huge testament to Notre Dame. Aubrey Williams for UVA is the all-time leading draw control winner at UVA. Broke the program record, 127 draw controls on the season.
And usually she's a fogo, so she'll take the draw and come off, but she's sort of diversified her game later in the season, and you'll see her staying on for some offensive possessions, which I think adds another layer of a threat for Virginia offensively.
Yeah, if you don't have to sub that person off, it just can continue seamlessly in without a substitution. So you see the officials trying to get the sticks right, and it's going to be an alternating possession. Charlotte, you took the draw. We're so successful at it. How hard is it sometimes, and why sometimes do the sticks just really not match up together?
It's interesting. It's become one of the most specialized positions because of stick technology and development. So when you feel like you have possession of that ball in your stick, you can then start to direct your circle players and tell them with calls where the ball might end up. I think that's why Notre Dame's having success right now.
Did you have a certain area that you preferred to place it to?
I definitely did. I think it's important as a center to be able to be versatile, go to multiple spots, be able to put it down the line in front of you and behind you, just in case your matchup is giving you challenges at one certain spot.
What was your favorite spot, Charlotte?
Definitely opening up behind me. I was a righty, so I like to get under the ball and open up behind me, but we're seeing 2 incredible centers go at it.
And the draw control leads to a goal for Virginia, their first win at the Circle, and they cash in immediately. Now this game does get the feeling that it's going to come down to possessions. Julie Meyer's team gets the much-needed draw win and turns it into a goal.
See the celebration on the sideline. I think the passing was beautifully on display for Virginia. Working the ball around the perimeter, Mackenzie Hogue, 35th goal on the season. The Hogue name has been ever present in ACC. Her older sister Katie started UNC. And then you just see excellent passing on display. Morgan Schwab, her head is constantly up. She throws in the fakes there. That's a good handle for Mackenzie Hogue. Take a tough pass. And again, that's all that wrist protection. She's on that far left-hand side. She gets her positioning right with her sticks and able to fire it into the open net.
Notre Dame now with a draw win after losing their first of the game. They answer, so 5-1 in the draw controls, 3-2 on the scoreboard. Winner of this game meets Boston College in the semifinal. This is our second of 4 quarterfinal matchups in our ACC championship here in Charlotte. 5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. On paper, this looks like it'll be the closest matchup of the 4, and it's living up to it right now. Wolak storming through and scores again, her second of the afternoon.
Chris Halfpenny used to tell us that Wolak was more naturally a feeder, and she's got great assisting abilities. But here she shows her dominance as a Dodger. Very even, coming in this game, 41 goals, 40 assists on the season. Takes it from the top, and just a beautiful drive to cage. Very tough to stop. Her acceleration and just getting past her defender, getting them on her side. And she is that true dual threat, because when she goes, she's so unselfish that she can, if she draws a double team, she will dish it out. 13th multi-goal game this season.
And you mentioned acceleration. Coming out of that huddle for Notre Dame, Chris Halfpenny said, make them match our foot speed. And you're seeing them take those hard lanes to cage.
Hard lane to cage and off another draw control win. So possession, as we say, possession's everything in basically every sport.
All 4 goals in this first quarter for Notre Dame scored after a draw control win. Wolak already 2 goals and an assist, so she's been a part of 3 of the Irish's 4 goals. And another draw control win. MK Doherty controls that one.
That looked like it was going to go UVA's way and just took a weird bounce, so Rachel Clark not able to come with it. But a good possession for Notre Dame. They've definitely won the possession battle.
Yeah, it has been one-way traffic in this first quarter. Virginia 2 goals, but probably only a combined minute and a half of offensive possession in this first quarter. It has been dominated by Notre Dame. They're doubling up Virginia on the scoreboard, 4-2. Wolak, she's got a magic stick right now. Scores again! Jackie Wolak, a first half hat trick.
She's showing why she's so dangerous, attacking from multiple different angles, mixing up the shots. 3 goals in this first quarter. Look at the spacing. Again, give credit to the off-ball player. She's wide open, doesn't have much of an angle. And this is where her superior shooting is able to be shown on display. Excellent placement of the shot. You can see the smile, and when you've got an offensive player that is striking early, you want to keep getting them the ball. She's feeling it right now, and now that she's been a threat to score, you're going to make sure that now she can be a real threat to pass as well. They'll slide early, and we'll see Abby Jansen take a breather on the sideline.
And a new goalkeeper for Virginia. Julie Myers really quick on the switch. Here comes Ashley Vernon. Abby Jansen, no saves. And 5 Notre Dame goals.
I think that's a smart move by Julie Myers, because you want to make sure you don't wait too long to make the goalie switch. So this doesn't need to be permanent. Maybe it's just for a few minutes. Maybe you'll see what the goalie change does.
And Notre Dame has scored on 4 straight shots, so trying to change something, because the Irish rolling offensively.
Whistles all over the field. I think this is going to come back Virginia's way. I believe they're calling a block call. Took a while.
Chris Halfpenny reading the lips. What is happening?
Well, the whistle started blowing about 10 seconds ago, but none of the players stopped. I'm saying it was an off-ball foul. I believe a block off-ball. So UVA will get a gift here.
Well, they need it. Barely gotten any possession in this first quarter. The few opportunities they've gotten, they've scored on.
Yeah, they've got some open players for UVA. They just need to make sure that they're looking for the open players inside.
Well, looking, but couldn't finish. 3 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Rachel Clark tangled up, does well to recover.
That's excellent ball movement, and by moving the ball so quickly, they're able to catch Notre Dame in shooting space.
Sends Ashley McGovern to the 8-meter. 55 goals on the season for McGovern. Lily Callahan in goal for Notre Dame. McGovern charges in, stings the corner. That is a dictionary definition 8-meter goal. Ashley McGovern, beautifully done. We have 8 goals, 0 saves.
We knew this was going to be the offense was going to shine. McGovern, I thought she did a really nice job on that setup. I wasn't sure if she was going to step and just let that one rip. Instead, she tries to take it in, and then you see her change of direction. So she goes in a couple feet, stops, changes directions, gets herself more of an angle, gets a little bit of a sidearm shot, and then stings that top right corner.
And you can't place it any better coming off the 8-meter like that. McGovern, 56 goals on the season.
And you see that note, versus Virginia Tech, only game this season without a goal. She knows that. You don't, as an offensive player, it doesn't feel good. Yes, you get the win, that's amazing, but that's a big goal.
And Virginia 2 for 2 on free positions of this first quarter. Again, they haven't had any possession, but they've scored on every possession they have had, it feels like.
And that's what they're going to need to do, because Notre Dame has been dominant with winning the possessions here. But that's an area that Notre Dame has struggled with. And one of the things Coach Halfpenny has told us, that they want to be they want to be aggressive. And she doesn't mind some of the fouling that they do. However, they would like to keep teams off the 8-meter. And certainly you're going to give up some fouls, try to limit those 8 meters. And Virginia has shown that they can be successful in connecting. So an area that Notre Dame will have to be careful with.
Well, we promised you offense before the game, and it has delivered in this opening quarter. 2 minutes left in it. 8 goals already. 5 belong to Notre Dame. And we've seen 3 goalies in this game, and none of them have made a save. Seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Kasey Choma. Tried to feed it inside, but Virginia comes away with it. Nina Garfinkel. Plenty of time here for the Cavaliers to make it a 1-goal game after they've been starved for possession in the first 14 minutes. .30 seconds left in the quarter. Here's Rachel Clark, been quiet. Had 5 goals in the first meeting, leads Virginia with 57 goals on the season. Wide open, McGovern, and they missed her.
And they're gonna get a lucky break, because Schwab was fouled on that, but McGovern was wide open. That pass needs to get in there about 2 seconds sooner.
Clock continues to run. 7 seconds coming off the clock. They go back to McGovern, can't connect, and the first quarter comes to a close. A frustrating finish to the opening 15 minutes for Virginia, who lacked possession in that opening quarter, but a great game, 8 goals scored Notre Dame a 5-3 lead after the first. Start of the second quarter at our second quarter final. Notre Dame a 5-3 lead here, the ACC championship in Charlotte. Rain is coming down, but that's not stopping the scoring, Charlotte. What are you seeing down there?
Unit, they are clicking. Kelly Dennis and her two circle players, they're on the same page. Dennis is directing this ball. That is so huge when you're on the circle and you know where it's going, and that leads as a spark for your offense. We've seen Wolak, Ahern, they're winning their 1v1 matchups. They're beating them off the dodge, and they're contributing to this Irish lead.
And Notre Dame won the draw control battle 7-2 in the opening quarter. On the season, they're 64%. And every single Notre Dame goal, all 5 of them in that first quarter, came off a draw control win.
Which is pretty easy when there's no saves. So if you get possession and you go to cage hard. Both these teams having success. They just got to look for open shots and get the passes connecting. No saves in that first quarter for each team.
Have you ever seen that?
Not that it's been this apparent, I don't think so. Not with 8 goals being scored, I don't think. And I mean, that talks to precision. I mean, when we started this game, we talked about the offensive prowess for both these teams. This was going to be the highlights.
Much needed possession for Virginia.
Rachel Clark handling the pressure.
That ride is relentless.
They're on you, and they're very physical, trying to slow down, take time off the shot clock.
Clark trying to pick out McGovern again. That's 3 straight possessions where Virginia's tried to feed McGovern. She's wide open. They just can't get her the ball.
And those passes are basically uncatchable. Even if you do catch it, it was kind of by her hip, the opposite side. You're going to get tangled up. It's not going to be a possession to score. You have to make sure you take that extra second. Got to make sure if the timing's not there, don't force it. And those last 3 attempts were a bit of forces and need to be cleaned up just in terms of execution.
I love listening in. Both teams communicating really well here at the start of the second quarter. And this is playoff lacrosse now here in the ACC championship. Both of these teams told us they feel like they can win the whole thing. Notre Dame, if they keep scoring like this, they just might. Madison Ahern.
Save that goal. That is a pretty passing display. Jackie Wolak is putting on a clinic. 3 goals, and that's her second assist of the day. She threads that ball in on a string. It's amazingly, perfectly executed. Wolak comes to the inside, and watch her, number 10. Her stick is a target. Beautiful placement. She's able to catch it as she's moving on the run. Takes it in stride with the finish. Special finish.
Notre Dame, 6 goals. Wolak has been a part of 5 of them. 3 goals, 2 assists. The latest assist to Madison Ahern. And you know, Notre Dame comes in as the 5 seed. And in many ACC championships before this one, you'd say the 5 seed probably doesn't have a good chance to win it. This Irish team truly believe that they're going to go back to South Bend with the trophy. They're going to win the ACCs.
And you need that belief coming in, and I don't think they're far off at all. They are legitimately 5 teams that could walk away with the trophy coming into this tournament.
Only 4 losses on the season, 3 of them to top 10 RPI teams, the 4th loss to this Virginia team in Charlottesville. So trying to avenge that loss. Right now doubling up the Cavaliers, looking for more. And they'll get an 8-meter upcoming.
So, and a lot of times you hear a lot of whistles in women's lacrosse. Defensively, if you push into the body, check, really push hard, go across the body, it's all safety fouls. Those will set you up for an 8-meter. You get positioned on the hash mark closest to where the foul occurred. The person that fouled you goes 4 meters behind. You've got to wait on that official whistle until you can attack the cage.
Still waiting for our first save of the game. Ashley Vernon, the Virginia goalie, is desperate for it. Can't get there. Perfectly placed. Madison Ahern, back-to-back goals. And she's changing her placement.
She's got excellent height out there, and she makes it very deceptive when she's going to cage. Not sure where that release point's gonna be. She's got a great quick first step. One of the things that Coach Halfpenny talked about with her is she's a big emphasis on finishing. You see her throw in the fake, keeps her stick high, protected, quick little fake, that little wrist fake, that little hesitation, and then an excellent bouncer, fake high, shoot low, textbook. Madison Ahern, one of the players named to the first team All-ACC, and one of those players that have felt slighted. I mean, there's so much talent in Division I women's lacrosse, and Ahern not been on some of the lists in terms of postseason awards. Coach Halfpenny thinks that she is really doesn't get the credit that she deserves, but she's been making a name for herself this year.
Well, and that's a first half hat trick for Madison Ahern too, so both Wolak and Ahern 3 goals apiece in this first half. It's set 6 of the Irish's 7 overall. Now, a lot of talk about Notre Dame's outstanding offense, but Charlotte, what are you seeing from the Irish's defense?
I've been impressed with their zone. As an offensive player, it could be suffocating when you have a high-pressure zone in your face. For this Virginia offense, I think they've got to look to move the ball a little faster, drag these Notre Dame defenders out of their desired zone so they could find openings.
You know, it's so important to recognize when you're playing against a zone or man and just how you really adjust. And the key, as you said, ball movement.
McGovern rears back, fire, save, Lily Callahan. The first save of this game comes more than 19 minutes into it. It's a big stop for Callahan to deny the free position.
And to your point, Charlotte, identity is the defense of Notre Dame. That has been their bread and butter year after year. So you make a really good point.
Well, you add a program's identity of defense with all this offensive talent that showed up in South Bend. You know, Jackie Wolak, Madison Ahern. We haven't really talked much about Kasey Choma, but that completes the 3-headed monster on offense for Notre Dame. Here's Choma with it now. Risky pass.
There's a good tip defensively. UVA is doing a nice job adjusting defensively, making it hard to figure out who is open. So Notre Dame having a hard time figuring out where to place the ball.
Choma on the run, blows it by Vernon. What a goal!
Notre Dame getting everyone involved in the action. Starts with the Lily Callahan save off the 8-meter. That defensive clear then turned into a Choma goal. I think that's one of those ones that Vernon's going to want to have back. She was reading that, just about a second too slow to come up with the save. Kasey Choma's really expanded her game. So dangerous to stop and really works so great with the rest of the offensive unit.
And another goalie change. Julie Myers trying everything. Virginia has not made a save this entire game. Notre Dame has scored on their last 7 shots.
Look at his heart and hustle. This is all about the 50-50 ball. Who's going to come up with it? Rachel Clark tracks that one down. And now you're with a 5-goal separation. You can come back very quickly, but it's key that UVA right now gets a good possession.
If anything, to give the defense some time to catch their breath, reset. Because it's been all Notre Dame in this first half, an 8-3 lead. And we've seen 2 goalie changes already for the Cavaliers. McGovern, again, all alone in the middle of the zone. That's the 4th time they can't pick her out.
Rachel Clark also has not had a shot. She is key to the offense, leads the team in points. You want to get her involved.
You feel like any of those 4 passes would have resulted in a McGovern goal. Instead, Notre Dame's defense delivers again. Boy, they are dialed in to start this ACC championship quarterfinal.
Passing over the pressure.
Choma galloping into the offensive third. And shoved from behind. That's an easy call for the officials. And this should be a yellow, and it is.
You've learned quickly, that hard whistle, that long, hard whistle usually means the officials reaching in their pocket. And I think that's a little bit of a frustration foul. Watch the extension of the arms and then the push. Cross-check has been a point of emphasis. I like that they called it. That's the right call there. Now UVA will be down a player for up to 2 minutes.
You look at these 2 teams on paper, you look at the regular season meeting, and not much to separate these 2 teams. We thought it would be close throughout. Notre Dame has started to separate themselves, a 5-goal lead, and now player up.
And to me, it seems like Notre Dame is playing with just a little bit more juice, a little bit more pep in their step. UVA is a little complacent on the offensive end.
I mean, you wonder if that part of that is the revenge factor. They
Right.
like being the underdog. They lost the regular season against UVA. They feel like they've got something to prove.
And it puts a lot of pressure on the offense when the defense can't make stops, so they're playing tight.
Great pass. Even better save. Virginia needed that. Abby Jansen, who's back in goal. Excellent stop.
The officials discussing something.
Notre Dame coach is looking for the shot clock reset.
First save of the day. Jansen's able to get that stop. Shot clock at 34.
Splitting the double team, drawing contact. And now a free position coming.
Officials with a great hand motion saying that that was because a check into the body.
This is the junior Kristen Shanahan stepping up to the 8-meter. Battled injuries her first 2 seasons in South Bend. Now as a junior, finally healthy, playing her best lacrosse, and she cashes in. A free position and a player up, and Notre Dame through Kristen Shanahan makes it 9-3.
8 meters are such an important part of the game in women's lacrosse. When you get fouled, you want to make sure that you really make them pay, the other team pay. 21st goal of the season for Shanahan. Battled a knee injury her freshman year, her hip her sophomore year, and Coach Halfpenny telling us she finally looks like the player that we recruited. A key goal, her dad, Doug Shanahan, was an amazing lacrosse player. played at Hofstra.
Julie Myers trying to encourage her team, trailing by 6 here, 8 minutes ago in the second quarter. And this second quarter will feel great for Notre Dame, because in the regular season meeting, the Irish were outscored in the second quarter 8-1 against this Virginia team. Now they've turned the tables on the Cavaliers. They're outscoring Virginia 4-0 in the second quarter.
And I think that's why you look at the regular season meeting, because you get things, and as a coach, you can use that as fuel to the fire.
Notre Dame, another draw control win. They are shooting 9 of 13 in this first half. It doesn't get much more efficient than that.
Most coaches want you shooting about 50%. Anything better is just icing on the cake.
They are showing no signs of taking their foot off the gas here in the second quarter. Ahern tangled up. Could not pick out the senior. Now here's an opportunity for Virginia.
Annika Meyer for UVA did an excellent job matching stick on stick. When you are guarding a cutter going inside the 8-meter defensively, you want to make sure you get a stick on their stick. Try to block the passing, get in the passing lanes.
Virginia trying to stop the bleeding, and they do. Finally connecting inside. Ashlyn McGovern in the middle of the zone. They've tried it at least 4 or 5 times, and finally they break through.
It's clear McGovern has been reading the defense well, knows that when to cut, finally able to make a connection, and UVA has been able to have success. The second quarterfinal game of the day. The Irish looking to change things up from the regular season loss against UVA. Notre Dame with the 5-goal lead. Ashlyn McGovern, number 16, with the leg wrap, has been open all day long in the center. They just haven't been able to make the connection. Some just kind of error passing, but finally able to break free, but something they're going to need to look for.
I think that UVA offense, they're going to need to rely on their connection, their chemistry to be able to connect on those looks. How you beat a zone is together. They need to continue to move that ball, zip it through all 4 quarters of the offense to then keep generating those looks and have precision stick work to the middle passes.
Virginia going 9 minutes scoreless before that Ashlyn McGovern goal. That's got to be frustrating as a great finisher like McGovern, saying, just give me a little better feed, and this is going to the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, it can be very frustrating, especially when you're wide open. It feels like an eternity.
The draw control win, and another goal. 2 goals in 12 seconds for the Cavaliers. Exactly the shot in the arm Virginia has needed in this first half.
Love that in transition. They didn't hesitate, attack the goal with confidence. Come up with a draw control win, Mackenzie Hogue, and off to the races with Rachel Clark. Just comes down. Morgan Schwab just dishing in all the fakes possible. Good finish for the junior. That's much needed. And those back-to-back scores, that can create some momentum. Back to the draw is a good look at the setup. So the official lines both sticks up. The ball is placed in the upper third portion of the stick. The shafts of the stick are supposed to be parallel to the center line. You gotta wait till the official blows the whistle.
And another draw control win for Virginia. The Cavaliers have scored off 3 draw controls in this game. That was a theme early for Notre Dame. You know, oftentimes the scoreboard can reflect the draw control circle.
And sometimes it can take a few times taking the draw to really get a sense of where the ball's going, what's the adjustments that need to be made. A lot of times about heart and hustle, but sometimes just changing positioning and trying to figure out ways to counter the person you're going against can be huge. Another hard pass to handle. This one's going to go to Notre Dame's way. So some of the passes just nearly off. You got to make it easy for your teammate to be able to catch and put them in a position to succeed.
Allie McHugh on the clear. Runs through everybody. Choma calling for it and gets it. Notre Dame's offense firing on all cylinders in this first half. 9 goals already.
UVA really pressuring out defensively.
Charlotte, what are you seeing at Virginia defensively?
I like this switch up. They're putting on that zone pressure. They're switching up the look, forcing a Notre Dame offense to change what they're running. It's going to catch them off guard, and they've got to look at the zone, assess where the gaps are, and completely change their game plan. I like it.
Well, right on cue, forces Notre Dame into a turnover. We haven't seen many of those, only 5 in this first half. Did it take too long for Virginia to switch things up defensively?
You know, I think they're just trying to get a feel for this game. Notre Dame just dominated possession those opening minutes. Seemed to score at will. Multiple different players getting in on the action. So just getting used to what they need to do and obviously starting to put higher pressure on. Jackie Wolak, somebody that they're definitely going to need to contain. She was involved in so many of the opening goals for the Irish.
It was interesting. She and Ashley Vernon was actually warming up as a keeper on the sidelines, and they made that save, and she went back into the lineup. So she's probably not going to go in the game in this quarter, but interesting that they're still sort of not sure their identity at the goalkeeper position.
Want to make sure everyone's ready, able to go in.
Well, Virginia still doesn't have a save in this game. I thought they got one earlier, but our official stats show none. That hit the pipe. Virginia still on the offensive end. A little bit more than 3 minutes remaining in this first half. The passing has just been off for Virginia in this first half. This one gets tracked down, but just haven't found a rhythm.
No, and those are just those fundamentals that usually so crisp and clean.
You almost take them for granted.
Yeah, I mean, these are just not characteristic. And that shot got off a little wonky. Not exactly what you wanted to have happen. Went straight down to the turf. This will stay Notre Dame's ball.
Is there any part of Julie Myers that could be thinking, okay, we played horribly offensively, just totally not like ourselves. We're only down by 4.
Yeah, I mean, we just want to wipe the slate clean. Sometimes you're going to have those quarters, those halves, and you just need to flush it, keep on moving. And we're talking to Ellie Macera, one of the stars for Stony Brook. She said she had a little thing with her dad where she just pretends to flush it down the toilet. Makes a little sign like, I'm going to wipe that slate clean, forget about it, and move on. And I think that really resonated with me. You got to just not dwell on the mistakes. They can play a little bit better and just clean things up.
Chris Halfpenny taking a timeout. Notre Dame looking for one more goal at the end of this first half. A 9-4 lead. But it does feel like Notre Dame could be up by more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, they have been looking very strong. And luckily for UVA, they've tightened things up defensively.
And switching to that zone like Charlotte was talking about has paid dividends. Notre Dame has not scored in the last 6 minutes. The winner of this game meets Boston College Friday in the semifinals. That game 1 Eastern time right here on ACC Network. The ACC Women's Lacrosse Championship presented by Ally. Syracuse, Virginia Tech, Clemson, and North Carolina still to come as well.
Great day of lacrosse.
Notre Dame ball, a 4-goal lead, and really, Jackie Wolak in this game, 3 goals, 2 assists. She has been the star for the Irish.
She started the scoring off for the Irish, attacking the cage strong. Her speed, I mean, you can't teach speed, and she just is so fast the way she gets to cage. Great placement of the shots, also dishing out some of the assists, scoring in multiple different ways. Really think she's opened up her game this year and has been very fun to watch.
Jay, you made a really good point earlier about you feel like Notre Dame could be up by more. Well, Chris Halfpenny agrees with you. In that last huddle, she said, we need to stop ball watching on the offensive end. She wants to see more from her offense and work together more as a cohesive unit. You two are very like-minded, Jay.
Well, they scored 4 goals in a 5-minute and 15-second stretch to start this second quarter, and then scoreless. Great point by Charlotte, who said Virginia switched to the zone. But when you're flowing like that offensively, you need to be able to overcome those defensive switches.
Got to make the adjustments. And that's all about communication. You got to be talking with your teammates. What are you seeing? How's your players being guarded? Where do you find the seams that are open?
Here's Wolak. "90 seconds remaining in this first half. Under 30 on the shot clock. Ahern patient, pulls it out. Feed inside to Choma. Trying to quick stick it. Didn't have the ball, and now here comes Virginia. Cavaliers with numbers. A nice job by Notre Dame to hurry back, get their transition defense in place. Great feed inside and an easy goal. Mackenzie Hogue strikes again. Her second goal of the afternoon, and just like that, Virginia back within 3.
That was a pretty passing display. A better connection also. So the passing improving so far for UVA after some missed opportunities earlier in the first half. Kiki Shaw with the pass inside to Mackenzie Hogue. Doesn't waste a lot of time in there. Is able to turn, assess where she needs to shoot on cage. Gets that one in. Got a 3-goal separation. So UVA narrowing the deficit.
Well, just 7 minutes ago, Virginia trailed by 6. A 3-0 scoring run. The Cavaliers have cut the deficit in half. And you've gained a lot of momentum headed into halftime.
I think correcting some of those mistakes. So as we were talking about, UVA hasn't played a perfect first half, but even as they close out the remaining minutes, just making some key adjustments. That was a much better passing connection to Hogue in the inside. I'm going to say somebody entered in. When you take the draw, the 3 players can compete for the ball, but the other players below the restraining line cannot cross it until possession's been secured.
Notre Dame, an immediate answer. Hannah Dorney. And the Irish, after almost 8 minutes scoreless, get a goal right before the break to regain a 4-goal lead.
That was like a return serve back the other direction. UVA is able to score in a nice passing play in the inside. Notre Dame takes it, and Dorney's able to get the ball inside, gets her 11th goal this season. Quick answer, Choma. Beautiful finish for Hannah Dorney. Wide open in the inside. That's just communication defensively.
And out of Notre Dame's 10 goals, 9 have come off a draw control win. And the way these two teams have been scoring, 28 seconds, plenty of time for one more before halftime. Beautifully won. Aubrey Williams, the draw control specialist, but couldn't hang on. Notre Dame trying to break through an aggressive Virginia ride. 5 seconds left in the half. Flung ahead. A heave to Wolak, who turned around and almost shoveled it in. Didn't go, but Notre Dame, an impressive first half, a 10-6 advantage after the opening 30 minutes. Let's head down and hear from the Irish's head coach, Chris Halfpenny, with Dana Boyle.
Thanks, Jay. Chris, 9 out of the 10 goals came from off the draw. How do you continue that momentum in the second half?
Yeah, well, it's one of the biggest focuses of the game. Aubrey Williams, got to give her credit. She's very good at it. Look what she just did there. So we got to continue to stay focused on our fundamentals. We have to stay together. Communication's a big piece of that, but it's just down to the fundamentals, boxing out, getting the ground ball.
You talk about fundamentals. Defense is your identity. How would you assess that first half defensively?
Yeah, really good. Julia Carr back in the fold is really great for our zone. She does a lot of communicating and has great footwork. But I think they're just really aware of what Virginia is trying to do, and we just have to make sure that we stay open to the ball and we can see what's happening on the backside, what they're trying to set up.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep, thanks.
Now, Chris Halfpenny surely a lot happier with that second quarter. They've outscored the Cavaliers 5-3 in both quarters, a 10-6 lead at the break. ACC Women's Lacrosse Championship presented by Ally. If you love offense, this is the game for you. We had an offensive explosion in that first half. Notre Dame leads 10-6 against Virginia, trying to meet Boston College in the semifinal. Winner of this game takes on the top-seeded Eagles, 1 Eastern time, right here on ACC Network on Friday. Sheehan Stanwick Birch, Jay Alter with you, Charlotte North, Dana Boyle down on the sideline. Sheehan, what did you think of that first half?
Well, I think it started really strongly in Notre Dame's favor. They dominated possession. They were able to win the draw control. UVA took a while to warm up, but I think they got connections working for them. And I'm excited for the next second half, but possession is going to be key.
Yeah, a lot of goals coming right off the draw control, so that'll be extremely critical headed into this second half. Charlotte, what did you see down on the field?
Just like you said, Sheehan, Notre Dame was clicking from the beginning, a lot thanks to their draw specialist and their centers and their circle girls. They were clicking on that unit, and that transitioned into amazing goals. They are beating their 1v1 matchups. You see Dennis, you see the circle girls. They're working together to earn their team possession in that battle. But that is leading to Wolak, Ahern, and a number of other players winning their individual matchups. They're so explosive off the dodge. But UVA, they're coming back. In that second quarter, they started to find gaps and seams of that Notre Dame zone defense, which is hard to do. They're now connecting on those passes. Didn't see that as much in the first quarter, but they're working together. They're sending cutters through. They have great spacing, and they're finally finding the seams.
Yeah, you look at the scoreboard, and for as much as Notre Dame has dominated in that first half, Virginia only down by 6 goals. They've battled back in the draw controls as well. Virginia ending on a 3-1 run. And Dana, what did Julie Myers have to say?
Jay, you must be able to read minds, because Julie Myers said basically the same thing that you just said. You know, it's a 0-0 mentality, but it could have been a lot worse. And she doesn't feel like they found their flow offensively, and defensively she called out the D. They have to make more stops, and we could see another goalie switch here coming soon.
Another goalie switch.
Now, there's a big controversy up here, because if you saw with your eyes, there was 1 save in that first half by Virginia. And yet, in the scorebook, 0 saves in that first half for the Cavaliers. So if Julie Myers looks at that, not that there's a big difference between 1 and 0, but maybe mentally there is.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to give the defense, who's doing the best communicator. Sometimes it's not about the saves. Clearly, you want your goaltender to come up with some big stops, but a lot of it's about who's directing the defense the right way, how's the clearing game going, who's going to give you a better chance.
And Julia was pretty honest, Sheehan, with us earlier this week. She said both goalies, Vernon and Jensen, same size, not making a lot of stops. So she does still feel confidence, if you can feel confidence, although you're not making a lot of stops. So I found that was interesting.
And Notre Dame starts with the ball. 4-goal lead. Winner of this game meets Boston College in the semifinal. Here's Madison Ahern. 3 goals to her name in that first half. Tried to pick out Wolak. Knocked away. MK Doherty recovers it. Fed right back inside. Great save. That one will surely count. Abby Jansen to the rescue.
Very nice stop for Jansen. That feed was made before Choma was even there. That's when you have that chemistry on offense, that you're passing before they get to the place. But Jansen able to come over with a key stop, keep the ball in the crease, and get a good clear out.